Hi everyone, I'm Kylie Murr. I am a senior libero here at Ohio State, and I'm from Muncie, Indiana, and I'm going to teach you guys how to take a volleyball today. Okay, so the first thing you really want to get right is where you're standing on the court. And for liberos, you're typically in left back, and you want to be a little bit behind the end line because the ball comes really fast, so you want to give yourself as much time as you can to react to the ball. But first and foremost, you want to make sure you're in a ready, low position, anticipating the ball to come. So, a good judgment of how low you should be is if your hands can touch the floor. If you're up here, that's just farther to the ground that you have to get before the ball gets to the ground. So the lower you are, the more time you have to dig the ball. So first thing I do, I get low, and then the next thing is eye work. You really want to be good with your eyes. So like the setter's here, you want to watch the setter set the ball, because if not, if they tip it, then you want to be able to see that. So when the setter sets the ball, whether it's the outside or the right side, you want to make sure you're squared up to that hitter. So say the outside is getting set, I'm here, I'm ready, and also you see how my arms are out. You got to get your arms to the ball quick. So you want to make sure your arms are out, not down here, not behind you. You want to make sure your arms are out and ready, and your forearms are ready to pass that ball. So when the ball gets set to the outside, I'm going to make sure I'm facing that hitter, and then I really am going to pay attention to her angle of approach and her shoulder, her wrists, and all the things that are going to give me the tells of where the ball is going to go. So when I'm here, the set gets out, I make that move to face the hitter, and then I'm really going to focus on what her body's doing, not necessarily the ball at the moment, but if I can get my eyes on her body, then it's going to give me some more cues on as to where she's going to hit the ball. So once I make this move, my arms are out, and then I really just want to try to make an angle to that ball wherever it's going, and I want to get underneath it. And that's why you see me on the ground a lot, is because you want to get underneath the ball. The cue though is when you want to keep your shoulders over the ball, because the more you're like this, the ball's going to go behind you. If you're too over the ball's going to shoot over the net. So finding that good balance of making that platform, that angle, and then making sure your shoulders are over the ball. And then another thing that a lot of people don't know is how much I use my hips to dig the ball. Because I'm here, but then I have to get underneath the ball, and I can't swing my arms or break my platform. I got to use my hips to get underneath it. So those are kind of my big keys. You got to, one, anticipate it. Always expect the ball to come to you. And two, don't be scared of hitting the ground. As a libero, you got to be able to be comfortable on the ground and move and just be kind of like Spider-Man out there. So get low. You want to make sure your hands can touch the floor. You want to make that move to your hitter, and then watch what your hitter does, and then make that move, make your angle to your platform, and then use your hips and your shoulders to kind of navigate where that ball's going. Another thing is that the ball's not always going to come right to you, so you got to be able to move as well as make that angle. So when the ball's coming from the right side, I do a nice little, it's kind of like a 3-step little shuffle, so it's like 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to make that angle. Another important thing is you want to make sure your body is inside the court, so that if the ball does hit you in the spot that you don't necessarily want it to hit you, it's at least going towards your teammates. So it's really important when you do make that 3-step move that your body is back into the court. And then the same thing with the outside. I don't always get lucky and get just to turn and face. It's just a nice little shuffle to get myself deeper, and I usually just use that 3-step move every single time. So you can see that when I'm going to dig, I keep my hands in a very neutral position so that if the ball does come high, it can go high, or if it's low, it's low and it hits the other, you're going to be too late to the ball. And when I dug that ball, I got my hips underneath the ball so that the ball